So we've got a bit of a tasty match in the quarterfinals here, John.
Yes, certainly. We've got Lee Morris from the University of the West of England at Bristol, Aaron Bell from the University of Ulster. Lee made the quarterfinals last year, but Aaron's hot off a last 16. Almost a surprise, but you know, I'd love to say too much of a surprise because Aaron's a very good player in his own right, but Aaron, against the odds, has taken Glenn Spalling out at the last 16 stage. Otherwise it would have been a repeat of last year's semi-final with Lee and Glenn. So
do you think with this these two players here, the winner will eventually come from this match?
There's every chance. I mean, we've had a few sort of shot results. You know, we've had a few shot results throughout today's sort of proceedings, but I think
he's only dropped one frame in 4 or 5 matches so far in the tournament. I personally haven't seen very much of Bell so far, but he did get a good result in his last round.
we can take it from that then that you're sort of giving a slight edge to Lee Morris?
From what I've seen, Lee's on top form. Involved in the World Rules tactical exchanges. He feels like he can be outdone by people who know the rules better than him.
It's a bit of a sort of a dangerous game to play, though, isn't it? You know, the all out attacks. It's sort of it's almost sort of live by the sword, potentially die by the sword.
It's a dangerous tactic if you don't get the finish.
Very well said.
30 seconds.
So, well, he's the sort of first in amongst the balls then here. He's attempting a finish on the yellows. It's come up a little bit short, but it's not necessarily a disaster that he's left the yellow over that top corner bag.
No, it's not the easiest finish in the world with reds from here. At least 2 good positional shots needed.
There's a little bit of work to be done with, assuming he takes the plant to the right-hand corner. He might be able to get onto the bottom of those two.
I'm not 100% sure he'll take the plant though, John.
You think he'll play for the loose one first and then?
If he lands straight on the loose one, he can roll it in and just play the first ball of the plant that you've picked out into the other corner.
Excellent, sure.
Not got it quite as thick as he wanted to, though.
I presume he's almost sort of pot committed to playing the plant now.
Yeah, he has to play the plant now and run the white ball off the top cushion and back out for the ball near the middle pocket with a view to getting on the other ball, whatever angle he leaves.
Table 10 is available for practice.
He's been really unlucky there.
He's perhaps a little surprised that he played it so hard.
I'm surprised that he went 2 cushions with the cue ball rather than 1 cushion straight back up.
Just a first clear-cut chance now for Aaron Bell to have a look at the balls.
Yeah, I mean, this is the sort of finish that if he doesn't take out, he's going to be in big trouble in this match.
Done well to avoid the cannon on the black. I thought he might just have flicked the black.
Yeah, I thought he'd flip the black and go in off.
David Mooney.
Hard to see a problem from here, Rich.
Higginbotham. David Hamilton. Please come and see me. You need to pay to enter.
Don't think it's too bad though. I think he can get to enough of the middle of the cue ball to perhaps take the one to the middle pocket. If he doesn't want to edge over to corner.
No, I think he'll take one to the corner, then one in the other corner.
Oh, I'm not entirely sure he's played for that ball. I was just about to say he landed absolutely perfect on it, but I think he's just run a little bit past. I can see you're in fine form today, Rich.
Time running.
Referee John Hope just presiding over the last of our quarter-final matches here.
It's a good effort from Lee. He's also left him in a position where it's a little bit difficult to get back out. He's queuing over the yellow, so it's not the easiest shot to get back out onto another red. He's got to cue it well, and he has cued it well.
Go ahead, AP! You're only AP! You've been canning your shirt. Exactly.
Has to be Wonder Poo on his own. Slightly tricky shot for Aaron again now. He's going to have to push this through pretty hard just to force on and off that top cushion. just get nicely into the middle of the table for the black?
I don't know. It's one of those where he can't possibly leave himself in a position where he's not going to be on the black. Gives you a lot more freedom to play your shot when you know that.
Wow. Come on! Has he got away with it, Rich? It's very tight as to whether this yellow passes to the far corner.
I'd say that it probably doesn't, because Lee would have, in all likelihood, have played it by now.
I think it's one of these ones where if you're right behind...
Been a cagey first frame, John.
Certainly, yeah. Both players have had, chances in the balls that we'd have expected them to take. So there we are.
Possibly not help Lee, the fact that he's been waiting for a fair while between matches. The speed with which he dispatched.
For a big break here then to try and put even more pressure on Aaron.
It's the only weakness in his game so far today. He's been struggling to get balls off the break, but he's got a couple there.
Yeah, a couple of balls there, but not necessarily the best spread to take a finish on. The yellow is possibly not too bad, but slightly harder.
He doesn't want the head there, Bill. Turn around, what's the work?
A little less pace than it might have taken it, but taking it didn't.
I think he was worried about potentially going in off if he'd have hit it much thinner. It's a loose shot.
Is anything else you'd like to go? Player number 5. You've got 5 minutes.
Was that just concentration, Rich? Sort of, what was, to be fair, quite a routine pot, for this stage of the tournament? Is it just sort of a lapse of concentration to do that with the cue ball?
I think it's quite possibly the fact that he's under quite a lot of pressure as well. He's not played on this televised table up until now. He's playing in front of quite a big crowd, quite a vocal crowd, against the man that most people here would say is the best player in the tournament. So it's quite possible that he's he's letting the occasion get to him a bit.
Perhaps a little bit early days to be saying that, but it's not a bad little shot from Lever. He's developed the head slightly and also left Aaron total snooker. You're just confirming the total snooker there with referee John Hope. Well, that's an excellent little stroke of luck for Aaron there. I'm not entirely sure he's sort of set out for the pot there, perhaps just making sure he hits a yellow ball there.
If the yellow had have hit either jaw at the weight he's played it, or hit the red, it would have tied up the red. Almost certainly guaranteed him another visit, but
Is he taking a plant on there?
I don't know. I actually just don't know what he was doing there.
So, do you think, is it time?
For Lee then.
Do you think the red goes?
It possibly goes if you land right in behind it and play it with side.
Just try and twist it in.
I'd be quite surprised if.
So now a sort of odds-on chance, I think, for Lee to be.
It's quite an unorthodox way of going.
Certainly not the way I'd have gone. I think I'd have been just rolling that in.
Leaving one to the middle pocket.
Certainly, yes.
And then running through the gap in the two yellows.
Not exactly. And he's sure he's left himself now, or am I perhaps making it more
he
difficult?
can leave himself anywhere near the black, can't he?
Sure.
Drop the red.
Excellent call, Rich. So, Lee Morris, this black. And what do you actually think of the venue itself, you know, compared to sort of the previous sort of surroundings you've experienced in university pool circles? I think there's just perhaps an issue with sort of the level or maybe tone of some of the supporters just behind the table there to the right.
These Irish guys definitely come for a good time though, John.
You certainly can't take that away from them. They're here for the crack and yeah, certainly to have a good time. It wouldn't be the same without them.
It's a good break from Aaron there.
Yeah, one yellow pot and he's having a good look round the table.
There's only one small area of congestion on the table. If he can negotiate that with where the two yellows and the red are in close proximity, and this is.
You know, we've got to say it is the players' responsibility to get a response out of the referee. You know, the referee, it shouldn't be for the referee to go and ask the player. It's the referee's duty to, it's the player's duty to make his nomination and make sure furthermore that the referee's heard it.
I totally agree with you, John. It's just one of those things that is probably going to stay. More difficult from further behind.
It's another slightly odd shot from Lee there. He's skated with that red, possibly just flicking the yellow in for a second or two, but he's come out of it pretty okay.
He's definitely got an unorthodox style of play. It's a rules is to get your problem ball out early and waste a shot because two shots don't carry, and then to go for your finish from there. And Lee's still having, I wouldn't say having trouble adapting to the world rules, but what would be black ball rules.
Sure. I think he got a slightly bad contact on that last pot there. The white ball seemed to just take off a little bit. And well, that's for the white to be clean though, so maybe it was just me.
I thought it was a bad bounce off.
Well, he's held that superbly. You think he can just take this down the rail now off the yellow? Nice big pocket.
He's got a big pocket as well. That's brilliant.
Makes the black a whole lot easier for him, certainly. Not that you'd expect a player of loose caliber to be missing this black even without the yellow.
Yeah, the problem with playing it into the big pocket off the yellow, as it were, was that the yellow could have covered the black.
Certainly, yeah.
So playing it clean the way he did definitely had its advantages. But it was a definitely more difficult pot to play it clean the way he did.
So there we go then, it's 3-0 to Lee.
Fast to 5. That's now 19 frames.
The Student Home Internationals.
Well, I was going to move on to that, John, before you interrupted me.
John McAllister, Ed Cracknell.
Yourself and of course Lee Morris were also members of that team last year.
Must be something to do with the way the referees reckon these balls, because that's twice on the spin Lee Morris has actually got a ball off the break.
It's interesting, when I was commentating on your match earlier in the day with Pete, Pete was telling me that the balls hadn't been splitting very well at all on this table.
In 5, Chris McCarthy, Kate Hilner.
Certainly seems to have taken a turn for the better in this match so far.
John Savage, Scott Glacken.
Yellow ball's in play.
Surprised he took the yellows there, Rich?
No, I think yellows are the right choice.
Purely because of the sort of situation of the black?
Yeah, exactly. With the reds, you are only ever going to get one chance at potting a ball and moving the black.
Delicate little shot from
If it didn't come out absolutely perfect, you were going to always be in trouble.
15.
Perhaps Lee's picking these world rules up pretty quickly.
Total 16. Tim Abbott.
I think that's the first tactical shot I've seen him play in the whole tournament.
Yeah, I think he did comment earlier that he miscued and accidentally snookered someone. Slightly unlucky from Aaron there. He's played the escape, just caught the red and gone and off.
It's definitely unfortunate. You don't expect to catch the near jaw before the ball and then still going on.
You'd expect him not to get, but certainly by no means easy.
He's going to screw into the ball. Quite surprised that he didn't. I that's what he was lining up. I definitely expect him to get these with 2 shots though.
Perhaps that's the reason. Maybe with 1 shot he might have played that shot you suggested. But not sure the split's gone quite right for him. He may have to waste his first visit here. He's hit that a little bit hard.
That's
certainly got away from him.
a very uncharacteristic error.
He overhit it by what? 18 inches?
I don't even think he was trying to go anywhere near there. I think he's overhit that by a good 2 feet. I think he was just trying to leave it near the maybe six inches off the top cushion, so that it was an available ball for the corner.
Will he still sort of chase the finish now, do you think, Mitch? Is he pot committed?
Please make that your last game.
I'd never rule anything out with Lee Morris.
That flick's not quite gone right for him. I'm not entirely sure he's left himself with any kind of shot here.
Because of the way that a ball reacts off a ball after it's hit a cushion, I just think it will slide through the ball unless he plays it very fast.
Could it go off both reds? Could he sort of catch the first one thin? He's given up on that shot now.
It's a clever shot there from Lee.
Yeah, that's an excellent shot from Aaron.
That's a very good shot.
Aaron's best contribution yet. There's a slight mistake there from Lee. He didn't want the double kiss. He's just trying to bring that yellow away from the danger area. Put the pressure back on Aaron, but
I'm not sure if he's actually left him snookered on this yellow. Obviously not, seeing as Lee's queuing straight at it. But
yeah, I think Aaron would still have been pretty happy with that because he's forcing Lee to free up all of Aaron's balls now.
I think either way, Lee's played the wrong shot there. He should have come off the side rail and moved the yellow that's near the top cushion away from the red. That way he leaves the yellow touching the reds, but also develops his other ball.
Do you expect Aaron to take the finish on now, Rich?
I fully expect him to take him on.
The commentator's curse. Still nothing majorly easy for Lee there, though. Well, saying that, do you think this yellow sort of near the bottom cushion, do you think it might go under the red that's over the bottom left-hand corner?
Well, I don't think so.
get off the table if you
It just means that when you've played an ultra difficult shot 20 times in practice, just because you can, then when you leave yourself in a really difficult position in a money match or in a tournament, you don't know how to play the shot because you've done it before. Whereas a lot of people, they think that in practice you should still try and win all the time and try and roll balls in and do everything the textbook way. And I wouldn't completely disagree with that for some people, but it's never been the way that I've enjoyed practicing. And whenever I practice with Lee, we don't keep score. We don't really even keep track. Still not an easy finish here though, even with the extra shot now. It's not an easy finish.
Malcolm Bay. Table 24.
The red next to the yellow in the middle of the table is
I think the yellow's possibly covering it.
It's a good shot from Aaron there though.
I think the referee might be called into action here. I think Lee's asked for a total snooker on his yellow balls.
I'm not sure it is, John.
I would, if I was a betting man, I would say no from here, but I think referee John Hope might have to get his spare cue ball out and see if it fits through the gap between those two red balls. John's made a decision. Didn't want to hit it full though, did he?
No.
That's probably the only thing that could have gone wrong there. Anything but a full ball contact. So he's now left Aaron the possibility. A big pot there.
It's,
A little surprising because he's going to have to get on that bad red again now.
I think he's going to leave it till last. He's going to try and leave himself dead straight and just drop it in for the black.
Sure. It's the sort of finish that's pretty routine when you're 3-0 up, but 3-0 down, the sort of ball starts a look a little bit bigger and the pocket's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, on this TV table the pockets look ultra small anyway because the lights are so bright. You've got really deep shadows along the cushions, so the pockets look really, really tight anyway.
Do you think that makes a great deal of difference? I'd imagine a lot of these sort of players that, they put that many hours of practice time in that they're sort of almost, thinking the sort of map of the finish out, if you like, what order they're going to take the balls in, but almost sort of picking the passing angles on the balls by instinct, really. So Aaron had obviously left himself straight on that second last red, which means he's going to have to leave this one a little bit longer than he'd hoped. Just off straight on it, but not entirely happy there. He's done the right thing. He's got up and have a little chalk and start all over again. just caught the mid-jaw. Will this yellow ball pass to the corner? I think it will.
Have on you though, when you're, especially when you're down in the match, when he's got you permanently under pressure. He doesn't very often give you an easy ride.
Looks fairly simple for me from here. Might just be a little bit the wrong side, but you don't expect him to miss.
Yeah.
Have a comfort break, just collect his thoughts before he attempts to come back from this almost the point of no return.
Well, it definitely is the point of no return now, John.
So, well, we've got a little bit of time, which I was mentioning earlier that obviously I commentated on your match, the first match of the day on the TV table earlier, and you were the opening. It wouldn't be the first time you've played on sort of like this sort of the TV kind of under the lights before. I presume you've sort of experienced this situation before.
Yeah, unlike you, John, I have been called upon beforehand to play in the odd TV match. I've never before played on a table where the lights were so hot and so bright. It was that was a new experience for me.
I can tell you don't like talking about this, Rich. So let's get back to this match now. So he's on the yellow balls and got two pockets locked down.
To be perfectly honest though, that's a very good shot from Lee Morris, but I was about to say it's not really an advantage having pockets locked down in a position where you can't pot the balls that are over the pockets. I mean, obviously you can pot one of those balls, but the one that was closest to the bottom left corner as we're looking, there was no pot available, so there was never going to be any pressure on Lee Morris from that position.
Quite a bit of pool left in this frame, you'd be thinking then, Rich.
I think this frame is more likely to be decided by a big mistake rather than by a moment of tactical genius.
It's a pretty aggressive shot from Lee there, isn't it?
It's a very good shot. He's opened up all his balls bar the one that's over the other corner. But again, Lee's now got the problem where he's got a red over the corner pocket.
That at all, which I think where the balls were before.
Yes, that's exactly the right shot from Lee.
2 visits.
He's now pretty much put himself in an unassailable position in this frame.
So very strong comments. Let's see if Aaron Bell can prove you wrong. Suddenly can't see any shot straight away. Wow. Has he forgot what colour he's on here, Rich?
Foul. 2 visits.
I think he did.
Yeah, I think he thought he was red.
Yes, obviously Lee Morris just played the deliberate foul, potted Aaron's yellow, and Aaron's forgot that he was yellows and attempted to take one of Lee's reds on. So it's not something you see pretty lost for words. It's not
That before. I certainly don't expect him to get another visit in this match now.
almost akin to a footballer deliberately kicking the ball in his own goal. Still perhaps a little bit of work to be done, because I'm not sure he'll be able to see the potting angle on the red that's over the corner pocket.
I'm fairly sure he'll simply drop this in and into the middle and then play the plant.
Again, it's by no means a certainty though. We're perhaps trying to Would you just drop this in, Rich, and take the black to the middle?
Well, I'd probably punch it in and pull the white ball just back an inch or two. I don't like queuing these over the corner pockets if I can help it.
Looks like Lee was on the same wavelength as you there.